everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 9 Pro and compare it against the Google Pixel 5 and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, clearly in almost every single way, the Google Pixel 9 Pro is a better phone overall than the Pixel 5, but the Pixel 5 was a phone that came out 4 years ago, over 4 years ago at this point, and in a lot of ways, it's still a trooper. It's still like such an interesting phone in so many ways, and there might be some advantages for the Pixel 5 over the Pixel 9 Pro. We'll talk about that throughout this whole entire video. First things first, if you want to pick up either one of these particular phones, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular devices, the front of the Google Pixel 5, which came out over 4 years ago, has a 6-inch OLED display. It's a 90Hz panel, 1080p, and this panel really wasn't that bad of a panel. It was pretty decent. It's a hole punch display tucked away in the corner, and it's still, visibly the panel still looks pretty decent, right? You are getting a pretty big type of panel, and for today's standards, it's still pretty decent. The thing I liked a lot about the Pixel 5 was that it wasn't supposed to be like a super expensive flagship. It was actually a pretty modest, good priced phone when it first came out. It was a very good mid-tier phone. The Pixel 9 Pro, on the other hand, is this brand new $1,000 phone that Google made. It is probably one of the best phones you can buy in the market right now. You're getting a 6.3-inch LTPO OLED display on this thing, 120 Hz, 3000 nits of brightness on this thing, 1280p. It is an excellent panel in almost every single way, and it really is one of the best panels you can basically buy. I really do like this phone because of it, and you're definitely getting a really good panel. USB-C on the bottom of both. The thing with the Pixel 5 is that it's pretty much built out of aluminum, where the Pixel 9 Pro has the aluminum sides and a frosted glass back. That is another really big advantage for that type of phone, and I really do like having a phone like the Pixel 9 Pro basically giving me that frosted glass back. Triple camera setup on the back of the Pixel 9 Pro, dual camera setup on the Pixel 5, fingerprint sensor on the back of the Pixel 5. Pixel 9 Pro has the fingerprint sensor built inside of the device itself. So I definitely do think if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, this is easily one of the best phones you can buy. But I think the Pixel 5 still looks pretty good too. In terms of the cameras, the Pixel 9 Pro's camera is significantly better than the Pixel 5 as well. The Pixel 5 is giving you a wide and ultra-wide camera. The Pixel 9 Pro wide periscope telephoto lens and an ultra-wide camera. 4K at 60 on the back of both, but you are getting 4K at 60 on the front of the Pixel 9 Pro, only 1080p at 30 on the front of the Pixel 5. On top of that, you are getting 8K capability that you can film in on the back of the Pixel 9 Pro. That is a very, very nice feature to have. And if I'm going to go through and pick up a phone, that is easily going to be one of the biggest advantages for something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro. That camera in it is amazing. It's very, very good camera. It might not be the best camera this year, but it's still really one of the best cameras you can buy. Whereas on the Pixel 5, on the other hand, a little bit of a different story. Again, this camera is not going to be as good, but it's over a 4-year-old phone, and that's kind of what you'd expect with a device nowadays. But I would probably argue the biggest problem with the Pixel 5 compared to the Pixel 9 Pro is the software updates. The Pixel 5 is basically done getting software updates, and it's been done for about a year or so now. It stopped at Android 14. I don't even think this thing might be getting security updates for that much longer. And with something like the Pixel 9 Pro, this phone is just getting started with software updates, and the Pixel 9 Pro is going to be lasting for up to 7 more years of Android updates. So this in and of itself is another very, very important thing to keep in mind there too. I really do like being able to go through and buy a phone like the Pixel 9 Pro because this phone's going to be lasting for a very long amount of time, but the Pixel 5 is not going to be lasting that long. So it's already done getting software updates. But the main advantage of the Pixel 5, and the reason why I think a lot of people might still actually end up picking something like this up, is the fact that you're getting unlimited Google Photo Album backup inside of the Pixel 5. Meaning that if you own a Pixel 5, all the photos you take up on your Pixel 5 will then be backed up on Google Photos for free. That's pretty crazy. So you could pretty much buy a Pixel 5 and any photos you take on it will be backed up for free on Google Photos. That's a very big feature for that type of device. Finally, when it comes down to the performance, the Pixel 5 was the last Pixel phone with the Snapdragon chipset. This one is giving you the Snapdragon 765G chipset inside with 8 gigs of RAM. The Pixel 9 Pro is giving you that Tensor G4 chipset inside with 16 gigabytes of RAM. That right there is another very big advantage for that type of device. If I'm going to go through and pick up a phone, this right there is a very big feature. Personally for me, like I said before, if I'm going to go through and pick up a phone, this is by far a really, really big advantage of buying something like the Pixel 9 Pro over something like the Google Pixel 5. So personally for me, right, if I'm going to go through and pick up the Pixel 9 Pro, this is by far, a way better phone than the Pixel 5. But the Pixel 5 is a cheaper phone. It came out a couple years ago, and it's still giving you Google Photo backup. It's still giving you a lot of stuff, but the software updates and the lack thereof on the Pixel 5 is one of the reasons I probably wouldn't recommend upgrading to it. It doesn't have a future ahead of it. It's basically secure. It's just not as secure, and that's kind of the problem you're experiencing with that phone. Whereas the Pixel 9 Pro, it's just getting started with software updates. It's going to be one of the most secure phones you can buy, and that's the one I'd recommend basically buying at this point. But there's a lot of phones in between. The Pixel 8, iPhone 14s, or even the Samsung Galaxy S23s are very good phones as well. So if you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.